Welcome guys, Lincoln here. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Dread Captures. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and in the comments, tell me where you're watching from.
By now we've all seen and heard a bunch of Bigfoot stories. They all have the same characteristics. Big hairy creature trying to avoid the camera, stomping around the woods. But this clip, I don't know. A park ranger up in Canada managed to capture Bigfoot on camera right after it went hunting. The video shows this massive furry creature just making its way through the trees. But check that out. It looks like it's got something in its hand. Something it's just caught. Now, from the look of it, it looks like it's something with feathers. A chicken, maybe a turkey or some other bird. You can see the bipedal creature, but it doesn't even seem like he knows he's being filmed. I don't know, I thought this one was pretty cool because Bigfoot's not just wandering around or hiding, he's got dinner in its grip. The one bit of skepticism I see is that its mannerisms are really human-like. It almost has a little bounce in its step and sway in its arms. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. In this video clip, which was later shared across Facebook, we get a glimpse of security camera footage showing a car parked on a street. A man casually approaches the vehicle and seems to be rummaging through the driver's seat. Out of the blue, this eerie, almost transparent figure materializes right behind him. It's there for a split second before vanishing into thin air. Now, here's the intriguing part. The man seems to sense something unusual. It's as if he feels a gentle nudge or a light tap on his shoulder. He immediately turns around to see what or who might be behind him, but when he does, there's absolutely no one there. As of now, we don't have any more details or information about what's going on in this mysterious footage. But what do you guys think? In this clip, a man is following a friend to a party. At first glance, the video seems pretty ordinary and routine, but if you watch closely, just a few moments in, something peculiar catches the eye. Behind the vehicle, there's what appears to be a figure standing completely still, eerily ghost and spirit-like. Now, the video quality is definitely grainy, but there's a noticeable outline of this figure. Intriguingly, it appears to be draped in a white robe. You can tell the mysterious figure doesn't stay for long. Slowly, almost like a mist, it begins to fade until it's entirely gone, vanishing into thin air. If you zoom in for a closer look, you can see that the figure is almost transparent. Naturally, this video has sparked a flurry of questions and speculations. Some are wondering if it's an optical illusion or just a trick of the light. Others are convinced it's evidence of a haunted stretch of road. Whatever the case, the clip certainly leaves us with more questions than answers. This video captured by a dash cam in Russia shows an incident on a highway. While vehicles are moving, a tractor trailer starts to swerve unexpectedly, almost hitting cars coming from the opposite direction. Initially, it's unclear to the driver why the truck is swerving, but soon the reason is visible. A man in a lab coat appears suddenly. There have been various theories to explain this strange occurrence. One suggestion is that the man is a time-traveling scientist who made a teleportation error. But if that's not weird enough, the man can be seen crossing the road in front of the truck. And the puzzling part is his reaction after narrowly escaping being run over. He calmly turns, puts his hands in his pocket, and walks away. Lastly, we're wondering why he's even crossing the road. There's nothing but open fields on the other side. Where could he be going? Check this crazy clip out. We see a man come out of this guard shack, just stretching his legs, when out of nowhere a freaking wolf comes up from behind him. He attacks him and latches onto his arm. Luckily, he shakes him off. Well, I guess I should say the wolf decided he didn't want to pursue this. Wolves are typically cautious animals that avoid close interactions with humans whenever possible. It's definitely uncharacteristic for wolves to attack humans due to a combination of natural wariness and learned behavior from encounters with humans over time. The reason of the attack is still unclear. Sometimes disease or starvation can spur a random attack. Wolves suffering from diseases such as rabies can become aggressive and unpredictable. And in situations where natural prey is scarce, wolves might take greater risks, potentially leading them to confront humans. This security guard has quite the story. This is said to be just a beautiful shot of a 200-pound plus timber wolf. I mean, he's huge. Wolves weighing over 200 pounds are exceptionally rare, and most wolves will never reach that weight in the wild. The average size of a timber wolf varies depending on the region they live in. Adult male wolves typically weigh between 70 to 145 pounds, and females usually weigh about 60 to 100 pounds. Just a beautiful creature, not a care in the world. At the start of this alarming clip, a large black bear spotted trailing the scent of a man sitting in a tree stand. Upon noticing the ladder that leads to him, the man becomes aware of the serious risk he faced as the predator approaches. When things start to get a little too close for comfort and the bear starts to climb the ladder...
Hey, what are you doing there? What are you doing there?
The man lets him know he's there. The bear then backtracks and flees into the woods, leaving the man safe. This really is a good example of that saying, they're more afraid of us than we are of them. That bear just took off. A popular video going around on X shows an old lady sitting by herself on a simple bench at night. You probably noticed, but the spooky part is there's something with glowing eyes hiding right behind her, looking like it's about to pounce. Well, you guessed it. Out of nowhere, this thing jumps at the lady from behind. She loses her footing and tips over. But she doesn't give up. She grabs her cane, whips it at the animal, and eventually gets it to run off into the night. Now, as for where this went down, the Eerie Forest, part of the Eerie milk colony near Sanjay Gandhi National Park. A big forest that's like a green wall between the wild and the city of Mumbai. Basically, it's one of the few green spots left over there. Now, in the States, we would be almost positive that that's a mountain lion, but this creature is actually a leopard. The adjacent forest is known for leopard sightings. I'm blown away how this lady kept her cool and was able to fight off this leopard. I mean, obviously that's no easy feat. But I just can't imagine really living in a place where I'm sitting in my backyard. I've said this before, but any place that butts up to the woods, man, you just have to always be on your P's and Q's. You never know, you might be out enjoying a cocktail and boom, a mountain lion pounces. Nevertheless, awesome clip, glad she's okay. Pet doors or doggy doors are an awesome invention. They let your pet come and go as they please. But there's a twist. Sometimes they let in more than just your pet. Take this homeowner's story for example. He kept noticing his dog's food was vanishing day by day, and he could never figure out who the culprit was. Yet lo and behold, deer were sneaking in through the doggy door, attracted by the smell of the dog food. The homeowner actually thought it was pretty funny. I mean, it's amazing for sure. He summed it up as the deer just looking for a snack. They weren't even scared off by the homeowner. It seemed like they were used to people giving them food, so the guy just decided to go with it. After the snack, the deer left the way they came. Now this is a cute story, but if it were me, I would be thinking, well, a deer fit through there. I wonder what other animals can fit through there. I might have to block that at night. Anyhow, pretty cool story. Mixed in with all of the genuine Bigfoot sightings, there are many that have been exposed as hoaxes. Well, the footage we're about to see is one of the clearest captures of Bigfoot. It was recorded in broad daylight in the woods. The person filming was in a higher vantage point. As soon as they saw the unusual creature's presence, they started filming. The video begins and the creature emerges, seemingly disturbed from hiding in the bushes. He quickly takes off. The video mainly shows the creature's back as it escapes into the woods. And it's clear that this isn't a bear or any other known animal. A lot of commenters have doubts though. They claim that generally Bigfoots are thought to have disproportionately long arms compared to their bodies, unlike humans. But in this footage, the creature's body proportions seem more human-like. Anyhow, this video clip has been quite the heated debate. The next video submission begins with a distressing scene of a bobcat caught in a leg hold trap set by the person filming. The man attempts to secure the animal using a catch pole, but a struggle ensues. As the confrontation continues, the bobcat begins to weaken.
Come on. Act right. Here we go.
Once he's fully released, the man tries to rouse him up, which turns out to be a minor mistake as the bobcat reacts aggressively. Despite the tense moments, both the man and the animal ended up unharmed after this intense encounter. I'm curious what the man is trying to trap if he's not trying to catch a bobcat. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas. One awesome sunny day, a woman named Jessica figured it was a great time to get the kids outside for some fun. The weather was spot on for running around the yard, snapping pictures, and just hanging out together. In the first photo she took, her son's doing his own thing on the lawn, and she's just admiring him as he's doing his own thing all on his lonesome. As she's sitting there about to start her book, she starts scrolling through her pictures. She notices that there's another little boy in the picture with her son. The photo's a bit fuzzy, so you can't really make out his face. But the weird part is Jessica doesn't remember another little boy being there. She looks around and keeps scrolling. She gets to the last photo and this one really throws her for a loop. It's got her son and daughter in it, but there's this same blurry little boy again. And now she's on her P's and Q's and looks around and there are no other children here. To make things even creepier, now he's further off in the distance just staring at the kids. I'm the first one to say it. Little kid entities or ghosts or spirits freak me out. And if you look at this photo, it gives you chills. I mean, this looks like a ghost. He's transparent and mist-like. Jessica uploaded it online and everyone has a theory about the blurry kid. Some folks think that there actually was a kid there and it's just blurry because he moved when she clicked the picture. But Jessica is adamant that there were no other kids there. I always wonder about these types of things. These kids that are ghosts, I know that they're attracted to other ghost kids when they're playing. They can either join in without having to worry about being seen, and they know kids are less judgmental if they do reveal their true selves. Nevertheless, this has people scratching their heads. Do we think this is a ghost kid just wanting to play along? A video going around on Instagram is showing someone hiking and recording their walk. At first, everything's fine, but then a strange noise is heard. It starts like a faint sizzle and then turns into a low, freaky rumble. People are all over the place about what's making the sound. Some are dead sure it's an animal, like a bear or a cougar, but others are tossing around wilder ideas. Ghosts, other paranormal entities and creatures. Folks are debating in the comments. One guy's like, if that's for real, why doesn't the hiker just book it out of there? But nope, the hiker just keeps on trekking. Either this is really gutsy or just not thinking straight. And the worst part is the video just stops right there. No clue what happens next. Did the hiker keep going after hearing the noise, or did they decide better safe than sorry and turn around? So what about you? If you were in these shoes, what would you do? Are you pushing ahead out of curiosity? Or are you playing it smart, turning around and getting the heck out of Dodge? Mitch Cooney uploaded a clip on Facebook that's got everyone talking. It's from a dash cam and it shows a car driving down a road at night. But here's the thing that everyone's talking about. On the left side of the road, there's what looks like a child, just standing there, not moving. People on Facebook who've watched the video say the kid, who's wearing light blue clothes, looks really pale. Like really, really pale. With skin that seems almost see-through. And what's stranger is this kid isn't reacting to any of the cars zooming by. That's pretty weird. I mean, 10 times out of 10, a real kid would be scared or at least trying to get out of the way. That's why most people are thinking this is a ghost. However, some people think it could be something more sinister, whether it's a spirit or a group that has put a fake kid out there to freak out all the drivers. As far as my opinion, considering the kid's strange color and how he's just hanging out there while all the cars are flying by, I feel like it's either some sort of optical illusion, a hoax, but I'm almost certain it's not a regular kid. Either way, it's one odd situation that's fun to guess about. This video starts with two hunters filming several elk they intend to hunt. To draw the elk closer, they use a call that imitates elk sounds while they get ready. A few minutes in, the elk scatter suddenly, puzzling the hunters, who are trying to figure out what's going on now. As they move towards the elk's last known location, they pause right in their tracks. There's been quite the development. They look up and they see a pack of wolves. That explains where the elk went. For the next 30 minutes, a group of wolves will disperse and patrol the area, tracking the hunters. You can see them going in and out of the woods, flanking them to the left and the right. The hunters are determined to stay calm, and luckily for them, eventually the wolves leave. While part of them wanted to continue the hunt, they didn't want to push their luck. So they packed it up. I think that was a smart decision. Hello and welcome to this episode of Dread Captures, the ultimate destination for those who seek the thrill of witnessing the unexplained. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most compelling and jaw-dropping camera footage we can find. Trail cameras, security cameras, and other recording devices can capture events that occur when no one is around. We have gathered trail camera footage of wild animals, cryptids, paranormal activity, mysterious creatures lurking in the shadows, and strange phenomena that defy explanation. We have it all. Our team of experts scours the internet and beyond to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of wildlife and the unknown. So whether you're a seasoned cryptozoologist, a veteran outdoorsman, or just a curious viewer, buckle up and get ready for an adventure like no other. Now, let's get into the captures. Before we get into today's captures, visit dreadsarmy.com to sign up for the Dread Weekly newsletter so you don't miss out on any updates. Also, check out all of the channels in the Dread Network on dreadsarmy.com or in the description below. Thanks for listening. Now let's get to the captures. This is a follow-up to a video posted a few weeks ago. Take a listen.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see the thumb. There is a print right here that shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what this thing did.
You can pick it up barely right now.
That's a left-hand print.
That's the kitchen. So the interesting part about these windows
These were the only 2 windows in the entire home that you could see through the curtain. We changed those. She changed those curtains yesterday.
This thing was peeking in to see what y'all were doing.
That's the only window he could see.
It was peeking in to see what you were doing.
In this account, the man in the blue shirt who lives in the house we just viewed shared an unusual tale. His regular home life was reportedly disrupted by a huge furry creature that seemed to be peering into their residence. A professional cryptid hunter visited the house to conduct what can best be described as neighborhood detective work. His verdict? A Bigfoot had indeed paid them a visit. He pointed out handprints on the window, which aren't visible to us. But consider for a moment how it would feel to be in your home, only to spot a massive ape-like creature peering into your space. It's hard to grasp the magnitude of such an experience. The speculation within the comment section of the video was mixed. Some viewers suggested the Bigfoot was simply curious, while others suspected it was attracted by the smell of food from the kitchen. A few viewers, though, took a more sinister view, suggesting the creature was there to strategize an attack. However, this behavior seems atypical for Bigfoot, at least based on popular lore. So, what's your take on this account? Do you think these men were telling the truth, or were they merely attempting to grab the limelight? We're eager to hear your insights on this. Up next is an intriguing Trailcam image featuring a deer, but there's something that sets this one apart. Examine the deer closely in the picture. Do you notice the claw marks? They hint at an encounter with a significantly large and threatening creature, but the culprit remains a mystery. Interestingly, a commenter shed some light on the situation. They explain that this is not as uncommon as you might think during mating season. It's possible that a buck's antlers might scrape a doe in the heat of the moment, leading to such markings. Even the individual who shared this image online can only guess. They suspect that a cougar or a bear might be responsible. However, it's rare for such predators to let go of their prey once they've managed to capture it, unless the deer managed a miraculous escape. So, what's your take on this peculiar situation? Does the commenter's theory hold water? Or do you have a different perspective? In February 2020, a routine flight is underway as an Airbus 320 majestically glides above the country of Colombia. The captain, blissfully unaware, is on the verge of making a startling discovery. Unbeknownst to him, the seemingly serene sky isn't as solitary as he assumes.
The pilot does us the favor of showing his altimeter, and we can see that he's flying around 30,000 feet in altitude.
The pilot then positions his smartphone camera towards the cockpit window, capturing a perplexing sight as he zooms in. A peculiar object, metallic in appearance, resembling a polyhedron, whizzes past in a direct trajectory. When we slow down the footage and enhance the zoom, the object becomes even more evident. Upon closer examination, it somewhat resembles a cube.
It has these kind of little points that stick out. It does seem to be darker in color and not like a bright, shining balloon. Whatever this is, it definitely shouldn't be there.
One theory is that if we were visited by another civilization, they might send probes ahead of when they actually come.
This drone recording originates from the depths of Salt Fork Park in Ohio. The video starts off as expected, but around the 5th minute, you might spot something concealed within the dense undergrowth. Keep your eyes focused on the left portion of your screen as the drone begins to descend, keeping your eyes peeled as the event unfolds swiftly. Many viewers say they can see a large creature pause and look upwards as the drone flies past. Some even speculate this to be a daytime sighting of Bigfoot. I can definitely see what they are referring to, but I personally can't make out any movement, and I think it could be something as simple as a tree. Please share your views and theories. Tell me if you spot it down in the comments. Next up, we're looking at video evidence that surfaced following an unusual disturbance in a local community. The neighbors in this area were left frightened and troubled due to the ongoing screams of an unidentified man. Anyone who's heard a human scream knows how disturbing it can be, so it's hardly surprising that hours of these mysterious cries led them to call for the sheriff. The video we're examining now is reportedly from the sheriff's body cam. Oddly enough, as soon as the sheriff arrived at the location, an eerie silence fell over the place. Being a law enforcement officer, he naturally started to scan the surroundings for anything unusual. As he navigated down the road, flashlight in hand, nothing seemed amiss at first. That was until he spotted a chillingly pale figure with arms of unnatural length. Whatever this entity was, it was originally seated, but the moment the beam from the sheriff's flashlight hit it, it took off and disappeared from view. Thankfully, the entire incident was caught on the sheriff's body cam. After watching the video, it was clear that the creature was humanoid, but unlikely human based on its skin and behavior. Some paranormal enthusiasts have suggested it could be a cryptid known as the Wraith. Considering the evidence in the video, it's hard to fault them for this belief. But is the video genuinely authentic? I'm not entirely convinced. What's your take on it? Let us dive into the realm of the unexplained with this intriguing Trailcam image. Can you spot the creature in the shot? It seems to bear some resemblance to an ape, don't you think? However, upon closer inspection, you'll notice that its body proportions don't quite align with any known ape species. Moreover, its face appears to hold an anomaly. Despite the image's low resolution, the person who shared it online is convinced that the creature is cradling a baby close to its face. Interestingly, I agree with this observation. You can make out the baby with its back towards us, though several commenters have expressed difficulty in spotting the baby. Definitely let me know whether you can see it. Yet, the real intriguing element here isn't the potential offspring. This image was captured in Florida, and the person who shared it believes it could be the elusive skunk ape. For those not in the know, the skunk ape is thought of as the swamp-dwelling cousin of Bigfoot. So what's your take? Could we be looking at a genuine skunk ape, or is this merely an overblown interpretation? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Check out this rarely seen footage from 1994. The video showcases a man in the woods, seemingly accompanied by a Bigfoot. The location? Near to Duck Spring, situated within the Blue Mountain Range in Oregon. From the man's labored breathing, you can sense his anxiety and possibly fear. His trembling hands make it difficult to tell what's spooking him. But as the video progresses, the cause becomes evident. A large figure is seen just meters away from him, with a human-like stride yet an ape-like body. Its extraordinarily long arms and weighty steps suggest it might be capable of inflicting harm, explaining the man's audible fear. Surprisingly though, the creature doesn't seem interested in the man. He's convinced he's encountered a Bigfoot, and honestly, it's hard to argue with him. After all, how do we explain what we're watching in this video? Keep in mind that this is from 1994, a time when CGI and special effects weren't as common as they are now. Unless it's an incredibly convincing person in a costume, which seems improbable, what other explanation could there be? I'm interested in hearing your thoughts on this. The Defense Department released 3 unidentified flying object videos, recorded by Navy pilots in 2004 and 2015, sparking speculation about extraterrestrial life. While confirming the video's authenticity, the Pentagon hasn't provided a concrete explanation, leaving possibilities such as atmospheric effects or technical issues open. Despite the excitement generated among UFO enthusiasts, some experts advocate caution, noting that such sightings typically have terrestrial explanations. I'm going to let the video play from here.
The whole fleet of them, look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Holy dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not our LNS, dude. Well, if there's like another thing, it's rotating. Did you talk to moving car yet? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, dude. Wow.
Pretty crazy. When videos like these surface, I always take my cues from the people involved. Most notably, their voice and tone. I think you can tell how genuine or scared or surprised a person is from listening to their voice in the moment. In this video, you can hear how the pilots are feeling upon seeing the object. Another creepy part, did you hear when he said there's a whole fleet of them? Yikes. Let me know what you think about these clips, and in aliens in general. This eerie video captured by a trail camera deep within the Appalachian Mountains appears to show something resembling a werewolf. The creature's face bears a striking, unsettling similarity to both a dog and a human. Its dog-like features coupled with its humanoid appearance make for a terrifying and perplexing sight. The footage is enough to send chills down anyone's spine, earning it the nickname Monster of the Mountains from some viewers. Many are left wondering whether this could be evidence of a creature of legend or if there's a more ordinary explanation. Some have speculated it might be a diseased animal, distorted and made grotesque by its ailment. However, the certainty of its identity remains elusive, adding to the mystery. No matter what it may truly be, the prospect of a middle-of-the-night encounter with such a being in the wilderness would undoubtedly fill anyone with dread. This video serves as a stark reminder of the mysteries that still inhabit the remote corners of our world, sparking curiosity, apprehension, and intrigue in equal measures. A Predator combat drone is executing its standard surveillance, when abruptly, an enormous and swift object invades its territory. What seems to be an unidentified flying object zips past the drone, leaving a massive trail of bright white light in its wake. The drone spins around to scan the region, but whatever rocketed past has since vanished without a trace. Regrettably, no additional footage was obtained. The scarcity of information connected to this video leaves me uncertain whether it's fabricated or if the military is simply remaining tight-lipped. It's possible that the unidentified flying object is a product of CGI, but discounting that theory, what you're viewing could potentially be our inaugural interaction with highly technologically advanced extraterrestrials. If this were indeed an extraterrestrial encounter, it would certainly change our understanding of the universe and our place in it. We would have to consider the potential implications of contact with a civilization far more technologically advanced than our own. The nature of the object and its swift glowing passage remain a mystery, enticing us to delve deeper into the uncharted territories of our universe. This trail camera snagged a rare sight. A spirit moose sauntering nonchalantly in the forest. Spirit moose, also known as white or albino moose, are not albinos but rather a variant with white fur, a result of a rare genetic mutation called lurksism. This condition, unlike albinism, does not affect the animal's eye color, which is why many spirit moose have normal colored eyes. They're extremely rare, spotted sporadically across North America and Scandinavia, particularly in Sweden. Due to their unique appearance, they've garnered spiritual significance among indigenous cultures, with some considering it a bad omen to harm one. This magnificent creature, seemingly without a worry, casually strolls through the woods, a testament to its rarity and beauty. Thanks to the trail camera, we've captured this exceptional moment, providing a rare glimpse into the life of these unique animals. The video begins with two guys documenting a mountain lion that has stalked them from behind during what was initially supposed to be a quick bow hunting trip. The mountain lion is tough to spot as it blends remarkably well with the landscape while maintaining an impressive level of stealth. They persist in filming the beast while simultaneously maintaining eye contact to prevent activating its ambush instincts for unguarded prey.
You're being hunted.
The entire incident is filled with intense tension and suspense due to the unpredictable behavior of the wild creature and its superior physical abilities. Fortunately, the footage concludes with the mountain lion vanishing into the thick, towering undergrowth. Let me know in the comments if you all are staying this calm. This video kicks off with a team of hunters, accompanied by their dogs, set on a mission to track down a wild boar hidden deep within a thick forest in Scandinavia. Just moments after dispatching their dogs to sniff out the hog, a frenzied barking erupts from the hounds, indicating they've located the beast. One of the men has a brief window of opportunity to take a shot. However, the ensuing events are far from what they had expected. Miraculously, despite the unexpected turn of events, no one incurs any severe injuries, and the hunting expedition ends successfully. Our upcoming clip features a man filming a gigantic boar bursting from the woodland and making a beeline towards him in his vehicle. Despite the hefty build of a wild boar, these creatures can demonstrate remarkable swiftness, clocking in at around 25 miles per hour. Subsequent scenes reveal the man's hunting dog also emerging from the woods and courageously embarking on the pursuit of the boar. Moments later, however, both the hound and the boar regrettably vanish back into the forested area, marking the end of the recording. This outdoor camera caught a small altercation between a cat and a raccoon. Cats, like many animals, have territorial instincts. This is particularly true for outdoor cats who've claimed an area, such as a yard, as their own. They will often engage in behaviors to mark their territory, like urine spraying or scratching, to deter other animals from encroaching on their space. When a raccoon or any other animal invades this marked territory, a cat may become defensive and protective, viewing the intruder as a threat to their space, resources, and safety. Raccoons, on the other hand, are generally nomadic creatures. While they do have home ranges that they frequent, their territories are not as rigidly defined or protected as those of a cat. Additionally, raccoons are opportunistic foragers, meaning they're likely to invade yards not for territorial gain, but in search of food or potential nesting sites. So if a cat and a raccoon cross paths in a yard, there's potential for conflict. The cat may perceive the raccoon as a threat to its claimed territory and may attempt to defend this territory aggressively, while the raccoon, primarily focused on foraging, may retaliate if it feels threatened. Well, it was easy to tell who had the upper hand in this altercation. This intriguing clip, posted on June 24th, 2023, reveals a seldom seen event: a skirmish between two foxes for social supremacy. This rarely observed occurrence, due to the distinctive behaviors of these animals, was unexpectedly captured by a trail camera. The encounter began peacefully, but popped off when one fox leaped from a rock, triggering a power struggle. Though it only lasted a few minutes, the video ends without revealing the outcome, leaving the winner and loser a mystery, but nonetheless very cool to see. The YouTube video Fight Club, posted in May 2023, takes viewers into a forest where a flock of turkeys unexpectedly erupt into a brawl. Initially, the turkeys seem peaceful, wandering and foraging, but the calm quickly descends into chaos, offering a glimpse of the unpredictable nature of wildlife. In an unexpected turn of events, the scene of tranquility transforms into a feathery frenzy. The air, once filled with the peaceful sounds of the forest, now resonates with the ruffled squawks and fluttering of wings. Each turkey becomes an adversary, lunging and pecking at its fellows. The cause of the fight remains unknown, adding an extra layer of intrigue to this already compelling spectacle. Could it be a struggle for dominance, a sudden scare, or just a sporadic display of aggression? The mystery fuels speculation, making the video all the more captivating for its viewers. Also, the event marked a memorable moment for the video's owner, who regards it as one of the most exciting scenes their trail camera has ever captured. This unexpected wildlife drama not only provided an intimate view into the rarely seen behavior of turkeys, but also served as a stark reminder of the astonishing surprises that the natural world can offer. This is just a really cute video of a cat frustratingly trying to catch a fish in a backyard pond that is frozen over. The cat is definitely confused on why he can't grab this fish. This trail camera footage is pretty wild, isn't it? Notice how the creature seems to lock eyes with the camera, its gaze strangely human-like. It's as if it was aware of being observed and wanted to acknowledge its watcher. But let's speculate for a moment. Is this a gorilla we're seeing? Or could we be facing a cryptid, perhaps a Bigfoot? When you scrutinize the image more closely, you might see that it's moving bipedally unlike a gorilla, which would typically use its knuckles for movement. I don't know about you, but if that was my trail camera capturing these images, I'd either keep a close eye on my surroundings or avoid that area of the woods entirely. Hello and welcome to this episode of Dread Captures, the ultimate destination for those who seek the thrill of witnessing the unexplained. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most compelling and jaw-dropping camera footage we can find. Trail camera, security cameras, and other recording devices can capture events that occur when no one is around. We have gathered trail camera footage of wild animals, cryptids, paranormal activity, mysterious creatures lurking in the shadows, and strange phenomena that defy explanation. We have it all. Our team of experts scours the internet and beyond to bring you the latest and greatest in the world of wildlife and the unknown. So whether you're a seasoned cryptozoologist, a veteran outdoorsman, or just a curious viewer, buckle up and get ready for an adventure like no other. Now, let's get into the captures. Before we get into today's captures, visit dreadsarmy.com to sign up for the Dread Weekly newsletter so you don't miss out on any updates. Also, check out all of the channels in the Dread Network on dreadsarmy.com or in the description below. Thanks for listening. Now let's get to the captures. This next peculiar footage comes to us from a woman named Colleen, courtesy of the website Sasquatch Chronicles. Colleen stumbled upon this video on the internet, which intriguingly was filmed by two teenage girls from her own hometown during a work break. On the way to get lunch, the two girls passed by a local cemetery. It wasn't long before they spotted something extraordinary. After several minutes of observing in stunned silence, one of the girls had the presence of mind to start recording the baffling spectacle. The video reveals a dark figure engrossed in fervently digging into the graveyard soil, using nothing but its bare hands, akin to a wild animal. The intensity of the digging was startling. Upon viewing the girl's video, Colleen felt compelled to visit the cemetery herself. When she arrived, she discovered a fresh hole in the ground, evidence of the recent excavation. However, the mysterious figure responsible for the hasty digging had vanished, perhaps much to Colleen's relief. So, what was captured on this unsettling video? A cryptid caught in action in the graveyard, or simply a deeply troubled individual performing a morbid task? I'll leave the interpretation to you. Picture yourself adventuring through a forest, only to come to an abrupt halt at the sight of an unexpected scene. A majestic buck stands before you, showcasing an authoritative display that is as startling as it is captivating. This imposing creature pounds its hooves into the earth, broadcasting a warning. Accompanied by a powerful snort, each outburst seems to echo a bold declaration into the surrounding wilderness. Witnessing this display on screen is already enough to send shivers down your spine. The thought of standing mere feet away from it in reality is almost unimaginable. Yet, in the grand scheme of nature's intricacies, we can't fault the buck for its behavior. This show of might and determination is simply the creature's instinctual fight or flight reaction, triggered when it perceives a threat. After all, every creature, even a seemingly formidable buck, has its own way of dealing with potential danger. Let us now dive into a mystery. We bring you an intriguing spectacle, set within the serene backdrop of a river, concealed amidst a mountainous terrain. Captured on camera is a mysterious furry creature. Seen from the back, it stands half submerged in the water, its torso boldly protruding above the surface. Considering the river's depth, reportedly 5 to 6 feet, the creature's impressive height can't be understated. The intriguing possibility proposed by the person who shared this footage with us is that this may very well be Bigfoot. Given the visuals before us, it's a tough suggestion to just dismiss. What adds weight to this theory is the recounting of local lore. This area has had its share of Bigfoot sightings. The figure you see on your screens could be another addition to this cryptid chronicle. But here's a twist. As much as we're intrigued by the idea of a real-life Bigfoot encounter, we can't ignore the unusual physique of this creature. It's notably leaner and more slender than the typical descriptions associated with Bigfoot. So, are we genuinely staring at Bigfoot, perhaps a female? Or could this just be an intricate hoax, a well-crafted plot designed to create a buzz? We're eager to hear your take on this compelling mystery. Drop a comment and let your theory be the one that unravels this enigma. The following footage is truly remarkable. A gentleman found himself capturing what at first seemed to be a monkey while filming in a wooded area. However, the situation quickly escalated into something far more chilling. The creature, which initially appeared to be a common primate, abruptly noticed the man and pursued him with alarming determination. The distress and motion of the chase made the footage a little shaky, making it challenging to capture the creature clearly. One thing is certain though, this was no ordinary monkey. The entity moved with an uncanny agility on all fours, its legs exhibiting an almost human-like structure, yet not fully upright. The man's terrified reactions underscore the terror elicited by this creature. This gentleman has been making efforts to have the footage authenticated by experts, but he claims they are too frightened to visit his property. Whether this assertion is true, we cannot confirm. Speculation abounds. Could this be the infamous Dogman, said to stealthily inhabit these woods poised to ambush unsuspecting prey? Might this be another sighting of the legendary Bigfoot? Or is it merely an amplified tale of an ordinary ape encounter? I'd love to know what you think about this intriguing encounter. Let me know. You know, I think I might have been more surprised about our next clip than I was when I saw my first cryptid encounter. This is crazy. A Bengali man is seen walking through a field with some fishing poles, likely heading to a fishing spot. All of a sudden he stops, in the middle of the field. And yep, he's about to wet a line. He crushes up a snail for bait, breaking up the hard shell to get to the meat and baits the hook. He has put together some makeshift rod holders that he hammers into the mud. It looks like he has taken the top half of a normal lightweight rod, strung it up with line and a hook, and drops it into a sinkhole of some sort in a field. I mean, what is going on here? Is this field on top of a body of water? Myself and everyone in the comments are very confused. After a few minutes, he hooks a catfish. You can see the rod bending over. Here is where my first bit of skepticism creeps in. That doesn't look like how a rod reacts when a fish hits it. Catfish do fight a little differently, but this seems like just pulling, and he's mighty calm when that rod dips down like that. Nevertheless, moments later, he pulls a decent-sized catfish out of the hole in this field, and just like that, he's hooked another. Now, I do have a few questions first. How does he know where to drop his line? Why does no one ever fall in one of these holes, never to be heard from again? I need some more info on this. Has anyone seen this before? Is this real, or is there someone off camera pulling the line and attaching a fish? Please let me know what you all think of this. Let's dive into an eerie visual journey that has been captured on camera. It's a video showcasing a woman entranced in a sleepwalking episode, her unconscious state resulting in an array of bizarre actions. The scene opens with her navigating her house in deep throes of sleep. The seemingly ordinary situation takes an unsettling turn when she ventures into the kitchen. There, she begins to toss items from the refrigerator, as if searching for something unseen to our eyes. However, it's the incident with a glass that sends shivers down our spines. She places a glass on the counter, which inexplicably shatters into countless fragments, as though a phantom force exerted its influence. If this was staged with special effects, the execution is beyond impressive. The sleepwalker then embarks on her journey up the staircase, her movements eerily akin to someone possessed by a malevolent spirit. Her actions grow even more peculiar as she consumes toilet paper, and seemingly in response, the carpet behind her stirs of its own accord. The climax of her nocturnal odyssey finds her in another woman's room. Standing eerily still by the sleeping woman for an extended period, she then rouses the woman with a gentle touch, and the sleepwalker is awakened and the recording ends abruptly. The entire event was captured on a home security camera, adding a raw, uncensored authenticity to it. Yet, one can't help but feel that the happenings seem a tad exaggerated for a simple case of sleepwalking. What's your take on this? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Dylan Anderson was spending time in a friend's backyard, which conveniently borders an animal preserve in Iowa State, encompassing a thickly wooded forest. Out of the shadows, peculiar noises start to resonate, prompting Dylan to start recording the unusual sounds.
So I'm up at the ridge line right now, about where the fence is at, and so behind this fence over here, there's a wood line. It's about 9:48 in the night. So we just heard it scream a little bit ago. I don't know if you could see past this, but so behind this where I'm pointing right now, there's a forest back there, and that's a pretty big forest. It's a state park. So there's nothing that's back there, and it's protected, so I don't know. But we're back here, and there's this fence right here that protects my friend's yard, where we're at now. And from that, I don't know what you'd call this, but there's a pasture out here with a bunch of trees. You can't really see them. I don't know if you can see that tree or not. Can you see that tree right there, that fern, right there? That's a fern, and then there's a bunch of other ferns all around. And it gets more dense as you go back. But what happens is this creature comes up against this fence, and it jumps this fence. And it was standing, we think, right in this where I'm standing right now. And my friend's inside right now, but I'm getting this footage. And did you just hear that? That was it. I'm out.
The question now is, did Dylan manage to capture the haunting cry of a legendary skinwalker or some other cryptid on his recording? Or could it have been some strange animal concealed in the woodland? Could the video be a fabrication? Or does it bear authentic evidence of an unusual creature? One point worth noting is an odd light visible among the trees in the footage. This peculiar illumination appears to descend to the ground synchronously with the eerie howl.
And did you just hear that?
Some viewers on YouTube have proposed that this might resemble a bizarre glowing eye. But what's your take on this? We welcome your theories and interpretations. Project Amber is a popular YouTube channel that features the fascinating travel adventures of a British man named CJ and his canine companion, Lance. Primarily, CJ explores unusual and isolated locations across Europe, setting up camp in his van for several nights at a stretch. Now, an important aspect of this channel to note is that it is not a paranormal channel at all. This channel is a travel channel only. However, there's one particular video that stands out from the rest. While camping in an exceedingly remote part of the French countryside, CJ is engaged in a routine repair of his camper's fridge. Suddenly, his dog Lance, who's off camera at the moment, starts behaving oddly.
Right. Now I'm sure with house fridges you're supposed to... Right, so I'm pretty sure with a house fridge, if you move it, you're supposed to leave it like 12 or 24 hours though. I'm going to give it the full 24 hours, I think, to... What are you looking at? You keep freaking me out, dog. There's no one over there. You seeing something I'm not?
CJ takes a moment to explain why Lance's actions are beginning to unnerve him. And at this moment, I can tell CJ is really freaked out.
The well, just where I'm parked, you go down this little track, and there's a well with a big metal bar on it. And originally I was going to go and park there, and I saw the well. Instantly started thinking about the ring, which when I was about, I think it was about 10 when it came out, scared the shit out of me. For like a month I didn't sleep properly, and now the dog keeps looking over in that direction at where it is. So I'm like, nah mate, I might move. But I can't.
As dusk descends, the situation becomes progressively weirder.
Okay, I'm seriously freaked out now. A minute ago I could hear like really loud moaning, like just booming across the mountains. So I've come down to where I could hear it. I got to this old well, and it stopped. I mean, that thing's wild freaky. It's like something out of The Ring. But just as soon as I got here, just from over there's no track or anything, it's just wood. This girl appeared, dressed like kind of like a monk, no shoes, and no hair. So I said bonjour and that, and she responded. I asked if she was okay, but she didn't respond then. She just carried on walking. So I carried on a bit and then thought I better double check. Went to go and find her again. She's gone. So up that way, that's where my van is, and that goes to the road. But down where she went that way, there's nothing, and there's nothing for miles. Where did she go? I'm gonna leave.
CJ explains that Lance, who usually joyfully greets newcomers, refuses to approach the peculiar bald girl. This is quite unusual for the friendly spaniel, making the girl's presence even more unsettling. Later on, CJ catches sight of the girl once more. This time, he manages to capture her on video as she aimlessly meanders through the remote woodland. CJ also mentions that he spotted the girl again later, but was unable to record the encounter.
I saw the girl another 2 times. The last time I was near the van and she was running through the forest.
Finally, CJ decides he's had enough of the unsettling experience. He quickly packs up and departs from the strange area. So the question arises, did CJ have a paranormal encounter with a ghost while in the isolated French countryside? We invite your interpretations and thoughts on this incident. Sebastian Acosta, a resident of Miami, Florida, began hearing unusual sounds around his new house. However, he didn't pay much heed, attributing them to some small wildlife. Shortly after moving in, he filmed a video to showcase his new residence to his parents. On reviewing the footage, he discovered something utterly unexpected. According to Central and South American folklore, the creature he captured on camera closely resembles what is known as duende. Translating to a goblin or troll in English, Sebastian Acosta's story gained so much traction that it was featured on Telemundo News. The question remains, did he capture an elusive creature on camera, or could it be an elaborate hoax? Alternatively, it could simply be a peculiar-looking animal scurrying along a tree branch. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this uncanny footage.